Oh, well, hello everyone. And so, on the heels of yesterday's Los Angeles King Gizzard recap, channel member Bob Weaver has requested Albuquerque King Gizzard, that is, King Gizzard Albuquerque from this past November. And, I must say, on the heels of a 3-hour marathon show, this one, while still a fine show, it did feel incomplete. It felt like, in fact, pretty impressive that they got through the show. I mean, there was no Nonagon stuff. Felt like we had a little limited table stuff, very low on the Petro. So, we will just start at the beginning and we will go all the way to the end. Thank you for tuning in. I am F Zappa 20 and we are going to talk about King Gizzard some more. So stick around and find out what was hot and what was not. Magma. Esophagus. And now let's get to the show. So we started with a heavy metal attack here in Albuquerque. Other than the Nonagon stuff, probably the best way to start a show for these guys, I feel. But if I can get a little extra greedy, maybe it was lacking some Petro. Maybe even a Predator X. At this point, I do not recall what they played before. So possibly these were the songs that were up. Immolate, Supercell, Organ Farmer, and I will include the whole description down below in here if it's a little hard to follow along. Supercell, probably the highlight of the quad that started it here. The 4-song metal sweet segment, whatever you want to call it. Then we get into some poly, not necessarily a jam segment, but slowly getting us there. And it did not need a crumbling castle. Hey, and if you're a Supercell, Intercell in the same show fan, this is it for you. So you got Intercell, Loyalty, Homology, and like I said, this was just a putting our toe in the water for the jamming that is to come. Stu moving over to a acoustic guitar. And up to this point, everything's somewhat uneventful. Just a really good show moving along here. Not quite at the halfway point. And then the Mirage City and Raw Feels, Stu moves over to the acoustic guitar for that. And, back to back, Mirage City probably won the two. And I had to look it up. They were something called I'll Be Gone. I didn't know what was going on with the lyrics in Mirage City. But apparently they added something from a band called Spectrum, I believe. And then, so Mirage City, as it was introduced as a country song, a lot of harmonica throughout. Ambi is my guy, but a lot of harmonica. Maybe a bit too much harmonica, really, in Mirage City and Raw Feel overall. Then we step over to Ice 5, not quite going to be done with the B741, and then Cookie really showing up here, not that he was absent the entire show, but then this one here, and that original video with Joey dancing around Greece, I believe it is, just like a madman. That's always the visual in my head when I hear the song. But then you see Cookie over there, eyes shut, completely shut, eyes wide shut, you might say, on Cookie for this one. And so he was locked in, as well as everybody, really. And then a quick dip back into B741 for Field of Vision. As my friend John pointed out, it sounds a lot like the School of Rock anthem. And I'm like, now it's all I hear when I hear that song. And then the highlight of the night, and then maybe several nights throughout this North American tour, was Magma. The first half of the song, like, hell yeah, man, Magma is really good, huh? But then, boy, the second half of the song, just completely, the intensity picks up, just seemed like the ferocity, the hardness, just the sharpness of it all. Stu's vocals, the Cavs, how the hell does Cavs even make it through that song at some point, you gotta wonder. And then, is Stu's voice ever just gonna completely snap on that one? I don't know. Hopefully neither ever happens, Well, hopefully Cavs always does get through it. I don't know how he does, though. And then he gets maybe a tad bit of a break while they get ready for the dripping tap. Then they go into dripping tap, and then it does back all the way off. Almost like we were going back into the Mirage City Raw Feel stuff. Like at some point when the dripping tap jam kind of drifted off, I felt like they could have, Stu may as well have just grabbed his acoustic guitar at that point, maybe, And then they go back into a dripping tap proper, just completely, just some banging rock. Maybe not full head banging, but medium banging rock. And then we get a brief appearance from Nathan. The tables rolled out for Theia and Gilgamesh. It felt like, it felt a little bit like not a full-blown table jam here, really, although it was good stuff. And then we just go back. Just full intensity, heavy, hard rock to end it. Float along, fill your lungs. So really from that, somewhere around Mirage City, even though Stu had the acoustic guitar, maybe it was the Ice 5, things sure started to change. And for the better. So, Bob Weaver, boom. Thank you for being a member. And now we will move on. Boom, we are out of here. Thank you all for tuning in. If I had a pencil to throw at the camera, I certainly would. Oh, I missed stop. Come on. Boom. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked the video.